Hey guys, TheGeek here. Welcome to FPS Saturday, and it is time for Ask the Geek. Now, I thought I'd throw this in on a Saturday so that I could put some Call of Duty 4 gameplay in the background and make it a nice little commentary to talk about some of the questions that you guys have been sending in. So there we are. So that's what really Ask the Geek is. If you send me in any questions, it could be questions that you want help with, maybe something to do with like revision or something to do with a problem you've got in your life, or maybe it could just be a general question. Like these are just general questions about me and about things that inspire me, my setup, things like that. And you can just send those sort of questions in, and if I feel like answering them, or if I feel like they're good questions, they will end up on Ask the Geeks. So yeah, why not send them in? Usual ways is Twitter, video comments, or YouTube messaging system. Although I'd leave the sort of YouTube messaging system as sort of a last resort because I just find it really awkward to use and stuff. So Twitter's definitely the best. As I can sort of, favorite it or things like that, so that I can keep it stored. But YouTube comment section is really, really good as well. So you can leave any questions in the comment section down below. Anything I haven't answered and you want me to answer on the next Ask the Geek, then leave it there down there. So, okay, first question. Who inspired me? Now, to be honest with you, I wouldn't say that there was a single person that inspired me to do YouTube videos. I think I just got interest from watching multiple people. I mean, the first gaming commentator I ever watched, and that sort of got me into watching gaming videos, was XJaws. Because this was back in the day when XJaws was sort of near his prime, and he was, uploading regular content and things like that. And I just stumbled across his video on YouTube. I wasn't looking for gaming videos in particular. It was sort of on a recommended page or something like that. I watched the video. And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I quite like this. And I subscribed and then gradually knew about other sort of gaming YouTubers. I mean, I actually found out about the Yogscast quite late, really. It was friends that recommended them to me or were talking about them. I was like, oh, who are these people? And they were actually quite big at the time, but I just hadn't stumbled across them. You can these days you can be quite big on YouTube especially, and you still will find people that have no clue who that person is or etc. So I'm going to be honest with you, there is no straight answer to this. I would say Extras got me into gaming stuff, but I mean, there was a whole host of people. I couldn't even think of a list of people that really inspired me. It's just watching other YouTubers in general that inspire me. I mean, my tech video, I have to say, my new tech video and the professionalism on that, on to do with the graphics card, that was inspired by Unbox Therapy, because he's really upped his quality in the past year or so, and that sort of style and quality really did inspire me to want to make my videos as good as that. So yeah, it's a host of people, really. I take ideas from lots of different places, and anyone can inspire me on YouTube, even smaller channels. Okay, favorite YouTuber. Now this is just as hard. I hate not answering these questions fully, but favorite YouTuber. Ooh, it's like someone asking me my favorite song. It's just I just listen to too much. I just watch too much. Someone that I particularly look forward to the most when they put a video out. I don't really know. I might come back to that one later on. I'll have a think about that. Where do you want to be on YouTube in 1 year? Well, to be honest, I would just be happy the fact that I would be doing this in 1 year. That's something at the moment I can never guarantee because of uni and things like that. That sort of the uni side of things and other parts of things in my life sort of take priority, and then YouTube's sort of on the back burner, whereas I'll do it as long as I have the time to do it. So hopefully, really, all I'm hoping for is that I still have the time to do it and upload regularly. And also, I sort of still hope that you guys are wanting to watch my content and not going to get bored of me in the next year. So that's sort of a good thing. And anything else that happens from that's really a bonus. But definitely, because I've had a fair bit of audience interaction lately, people leaving comments and things like that, asking me questions. I'd like that to sort of continue in the next year. That'll be pretty cool. That sort of makes my life a little bit nicer when I've got people I can actually talk to about my videos and things like that. So yeah, definitely. And it could continue to basically, what I'd say to summarize that, I would like to have continued support. I'd like to still be doing it in the frequency that I'm doing it, and maybe have another series that's doing quite well, because we've got Sims that's doing quite well, but I'd like to find something else that you guys really want to see from me and that's really going to go down quite well. So I'm searching for that next little thing. But in terms of, I'm not going to say, oh, I want to have such and such subscribers or views or things like that, because who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? And I don't like to sort of predict or say, You know, I could throw out there that, I read Social Blade says that in the next year I will go up about 3.5k subscribers. If that happens, that'll be awesome. But I'm definitely not counting on that one because Social Blade is a little bit unreliable when it comes to stats. So yeah, but there we are. I'll leave it there, I think. How do you get your video ideas? Well, they can come to me from a range of places, honestly. If I sit here and sort of go, right, let's think of a video idea, nothing will come, nothing will happen. Sometimes I think of video ideas by watching other people's videos and go, actually, I want to talk about that topic. For instance, Call of Duty Ghosts sucks. That came from, watching Muzzafuzzer's video, and I was like, oh, hang on, actually, I want to talk about this as well. But I would say that I most often get sort of original-ish ideas or new series ideas or things I want to do. Normally when I'm lying in bed at night, which sounds kind of weird, but it's true. When I can't get to sleep and I'm sort of just lying there and my mind's working overtime, which happens quite often, that's when I'm likely to think of an idea. That's when an idea sort of pops in my head. And I used to find, when I was back at home especially, that if I was sitting on my desk and trying to think of an idea, it just wouldn't work. But the moment I got up and just started doing something else away from my desk, whether it's just even just like cleaning around the house, like tidying up, helping out, I would or just make myself a cup of tea or something, I would actually find that I could think clearer and ideas would come to me far more often and better quality ideas would come as a result of that. So yeah, that's basically what I would say. It's sort of when I'm not tasking myself to think about it, it will just come to me. That's why it's sort of any video content creators, I would advise you just to have a notepad or something near your bed where you can just sort of note these things down. I actually don't have a notepad by my bed, which is sort of bad considering I'm sort of promoting this idea. But I do have a whiteboard on my wall, and what I do sometimes do, and been doing it quite a bit lately, is I'd be lying there, an idea will come to my head, and I go, right, okay, if I don't note this down, I will forget this by the morning. No word of a lie, I will forget it. So I get up, go to my whiteboard, and I note this down. Even if it's like two words or something that I could form an idea off or anything like that, then I'd write that down. And then I'd look at it in the morning. In the morning, sometimes I do think, oh, hang on, this is not a good idea at all. This is not going to work. I don't know why last night I thought this was going to work. But more often than not, I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually quite a cool idea. And the series that I'm still trying to get to work for Wednesday, and you think it's this really complicated series about how long it's taking, but it's really not. It's a simple idea, but I just need to get it sort of recorded, and it's just everything else has got in the way at the moment. But yeah, that idea sort of came to me late at night. So what's my best contact in my eyes? I asked the guy to expand a little bit because I wasn't quite sure what he meant, but basically what he meant was the guy I speak to the most, someone who's helped me out a lot and feel that they're mainly awesome. I'm going to be honest with you, lots of people help me out for different reasons. I mean, I can't list one person without listing several people. I mean, my friends here at uni have helped me out no end. There's a host of people that have helped me out, and I've got a video coming up. Oh, sorry, no, actually, because I'm pre-recording this. Sorry, a video that was up Friday, the magic trick video. That was filmed with the help of a friend. I mean, the weekly roundup. The last time I had that up on my channel, that was filmed and helped. The tech channel, I had a fair bit of help with that filming and audio recording and things like that. So, I mean, those people have really helped me in terms of production. Definitely, well, the way this relationship sort of works, I help them, they help me. In terms of like Vicstar, I help him out with graphics work, and when he needs adjustments to things made, I'm there and I do it for him. And in return, he does sort of pay me for the work as a graphic sort of designer person, but also he does more than that. He will look at a video that I put together and not released yet, so I've sort of said it got unlisted or private or something like that, and he has to look at it and lets me know what he thinks. He also has promoted some of my stuff before. He's got people to try and follow me, subscribe to me. I mean, he's really honestly brought quite a lot of people over to my channel, so he's sort of definitely an awesome person in general, and I've met him in person. He is absolutely awesome, so he helps me out whenever he can. So that is a contact that I sort of love having, and definitely glad I made. And in terms of that, it's just other people, friends, definitely, just people in general have helped me out and looked at video. I couldn't list everyone, but there's a host of people that have helped me out. But definitely in terms of sort of promotion and helping me gain more subscribers, I would say Vicstar helped me. And then whereas in terms of quality, production, values, and things like that, Definitely my friends here have helped me out do that, because I couldn't have done that sort of thing on my own. Right, what's my setup? That's the final question we got here. 10 minutes long. I didn't want to keep it this long, but there we go. What is my setup? Well, my setup consists of a lot of things, to be honest. I may do a full setup video, so I'm just going to go through the highlights. I'm going to put a full sort of spec list of my computer in the description, but basically it is an Ivy Bridge processor in my computer. It's Core i7, 3.5 gigahertz. It is cooled by a Corsair H80i cooler, water cooler. I have 16 gigabytes of Corsair DDR3 RAM in there. I have multiple hard drives because my computer runs both Mac OS X and Windows. Windows is mounted onto 120 gigabyte SSD, and then I have a couple of other hard drives for recording onto and additional storage. And yeah, another terabyte hard drive for Mac, as I said about that. Then I have a 2 terabyte external hard drive, which I actually store all my videos on, also been uploaded to YouTube. And basically my whole back catalogue is on that hard drive. If that fails, I'd lose pretty much all the videos I've ever done on YouTube, which is kind of daunting, but there we are. In my uni setup, I have 2 monitors. They're Philips monitors. I've done unboxings on both of them, I think, or definitely one of them on my tech channel. You can go and have a look at that if you want. Definitely the better monitor out of the two is the Philips Brilliance 224CL. It's a really good monitor, to be honest with you. It's a full HD monitor. It is, a HDMI and VGA, which, all right, it's not DVI-D. That's the only down point, I'd say. But it has a 2 millisecond response time. It has really good color, vibrance, and things like that. It looks really good. That's where I play all my games on, sort of thing. And then my other monitor, which doesn't have HDMI, just DVI-D and VGA, is where sort of my main computer monitor. I then have 2 Bose speakers, which were presents to me, that were given to me, as I'm a really big audio guy, really big. If you want to ask me questions about audio, I'll probably know it. But when it comes to sort of headphones and speakers and things like that, I don't buy cheap, just because I just don't like the sound quality you get from cheap. That's just me. My dad was the same, so it's pretty much got it from him. My current setup, then, I have an Xbox One, which at the moment isn't plugged in, and that's mainly because I only have Forza 5 for it at the moment, and I played that a fair bit and got a bit bored of it. So that's in a box at the moment because I've got no room for it to be plugged in. Then the PS4, which I use for my Killzone Shadowfall playthrough, and that's pretty much all I use for it at the moment. Maybe some Need for Speed from time to time. And I have my 360 plugged back in, which I've been playing some COD 4, MW3 and things like that. And, well, not really MW3, Black Ops 1, definitely. So I've got that plugged in as well. And then my Elgato Game Capture, which is my capturing device. And that's pretty much it. I've got a Blue Yeti microphone, which you're hearing right now. That's on a Samsung microphone stand. Literally just it's like a normal microphone stand that you'd have a handheld mic in. I took the sort of holder off the end of it, and my Yeti screws straight onto the end of that with a pop shield, and that works quite well. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I've got a Razer Death Adder mouse and Black Widow keyboard. I think I've got that the right way around. I always get confused with the names, but anyway, I've got both of those items. I have the stealth edition of the keyboard because it's just they're not so loud on my recordings, because the normal one is really, really loud. And yeah, that's pretty much my setup. I have a MacBook Air then as well, which I take around with me. When I go to Eurogame and things like that, I take that to uni every day with me. So that's sort of my run around sort of little computer. It goes home with me and things like that. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I have Astro headphones as well. I keep listing things. I keep saying that's it and listing extra things. Astro A40s with the wireless sort of. It was the old sort of system that lets you go wireless. It had the wireless mix amp and things like that. And that's I'm going to say that's pretty much it now. FPS freaks. There we are. Okay, so that's pretty much my setup. I'm running Windows 7 on my computer. I use Premiere Pro. I use Adobe Audition. And, yeah, After Effects and Photoshop. I use the whole Adobe suite. I don't like Vegas. I really don't like Vegas. So there we are. That's my setup. So there we go, guys. Ask the Geek. It's a really long episode. I do apologize for that. It was sort of off the cuff. And, yeah, hopefully that's answered some of your questions and you've enjoyed listening a little bit into my life, a tiny little bit. If you want to ask more questions, you can leave them in the comment section down below. You can tweet them at me, or as I said, YouTube inbox, even though it's not really the best way. If you enjoyed the video, you can like it, you can subscribe if you're new, but I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, drink tea and game on.